Hello, everybody. How are you doing? So it is the 21st of January. This is the second show of the month. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Where are you? Why can I not hear you? Oh, you've muted. The guest has muted themselves. You did. It says guest has muted themselves. How did you do that? There we go. Oh, I've muted you now. You've muted yourself. You have. It says you've muted yourself. What were you pressing? You pressed some buttons. You did. You see the panic on her face. It's so funny. I'm seriously not kidding with you. You did mute yourself. I could do a screen, but like, okay, I can't help you. Is there, what buttons are there? I can't. No. Your face is, I can see you, but I can definitely see you, but I can't. It says mute. I don't know. We were talking a minute. Go out and come back in again. So, hi everybody. How are you doing? So this was definitely not rehearsed. This is hello.
I'm here.
What did you do?
So what I'm going to say is my button said mute, but my picture had a line through it. And when I pressed the mute button, it was just saying unmute, mute, unmute, mute. But even when I unmuted, my picture had still got a line through it. So I don't know.
You just...
Yeah, she said it's going to be a very quiet night. Rude.
Do you know what's so funny, right? Is that every time we go live, I've got really hot all of a sudden. I've got to take my socks off. Every time we go live, there is a guaranteed sound issue. What is with that?
I don't know. It was obviously some kind of, have you seen what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to hide the exercise bike. Yeah. But every time I hide the exercise bike, bloody Winnie the Pooh pops up this side. Yeah. Look.
Do you know what you're doing?
What?
You are just pretending that exercise bike is something that you do. Oh, it's just don't worry, it's my exercise bike.
No,
I'm on it every day.
I hang clothes on it.
That's what it's for. Our exercise bike, we bought a spin bike like 2 or 3 years ago. I used to love spinning. Like I used to go spinning every day, 6 days a week. And sometimes I went twice in one day because I was a bit addicted. And so we bought a spin bike because it got really expensive at the gym, and we couldn't get to the gym at certain times that we wanted to. He's in the shed. Because it's not the same at home.
Sam, I'm still sat here. I'm rewinding now. Nobody says, oh, 2 spin classes a day. I love it. One person in the world. I can't think of anything weird.
Yeah, I could. Sometimes I think, could I go back on there? Could I do? I don't know if my body would allow me.
Have you seen the Bridget Jones skit where she does this thing on the bike and then she gets off and collapses?
Yes.
That would be me. Can I just clear something up, please? Everybody's saying there's enough wine in that glass. It's not wine, actually. It's Vimto and lemonade.
I've got the wine. I haven't. This is just orange squash. So Tracy says, you two crack me up. Elise says, I commented on one post and it wouldn't post to the album. Oh, this was the thing.
It's fine for it.
So hello everybody, let's start again. Welcome to our show. We are show 2 of January.
Of 755,000.
The next one we do is a Valentine's one. I know. It's like, and we've got something special to talk to you about Valentine's. We're going to hint at something. We're not going to.
And no, we're not getting naked.
Are we not?
No, no. We scrapped that idea after I saw myself. I look like a jellyfish. There's no chance.
He's like, we'd definitely get followers if we go naked. The problem is they're probably not women.
Probably.
Or we get banned from Facebook.
I'm up for that. I've always fancied being a bit naughty.
What, getting banned from Facebook?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
What would you do instead of Facebook?
Well, just imagine what I'd get done.
Oh yeah, that's true. When my husband gets banned all the time, and when John gets banned from Facebook, I know. I can tell. Yeah, so much gets done, and he actually sits and watches TV.
Well, your John just posts some funny things. I've got to say, he's right up my street with his humour.
He's very funny. When he posts, he's very funny. Yes, and then but he gets himself into a lot of trouble because my husband, and I will say, I do envy him. He doesn't give two shits about what he says. I know, and I wish I was like that. I do, but he just like, I don't care. And he's just like, it's not my problem what they think. This is what I think.
Dave is just the same. He doesn't give a
got no friends.
Yeah, I know. I've got no friends. I'm trapped in this house day in, day out with him. Mr. Antisocial downstairs.
So, you actually have been penning your escapades about your daughter. So this was if you watched the show last time, we wanted to do something this year, each of us, and so one of the things you wanted to do was write a blog.
Yes, because I've been told that I must do it, because I always write blogs when I go on holiday, and everybody keeps saying you should really do it because they're so funny, and
yes.
But people think that I elaborate. There is no elaboration. This is like my daily life. And I have blogged, and I did my first one the other night, and I was really nervous about blogging. And then you popped up in my inbox and made me feel so much better. And you're like, keep going, do it again. So I have.
I will say, I'm not, I read blogs and then I'm like, oh, I've got to read another blog. And sometimes they're very I don't know. I don't know what the word is. And I enjoy my husband's blogs because he's got some really insightful things, but maybe I'm just biased. And I was reading yours. I thought, I'm going to have to read your blog now. But, and I was reading it, and I started reading it. I'm like, okay, this is fun. And then, oh my God, I actually laughed out loud. I was watching TV at the time. I didn't even watch the program. And then I laughed out loud again. I mean, I'm not a humorous person. It takes a lot to make me laugh.
You need to read this one.
I will.
Because it kind of envelops into President Biden's inauguration. And even through something like that, things just couldn't be normal. It couldn't. my eyes, my brain, it sees things, it hears things. And honestly, it's hilarious. You can imagine me sat there, I felt so patriotic, and it wasn't mine to be patriotic about.
I felt patriotic. I said to John, I have never wanted to watch an inauguration more than I have this one.
So read my blog and then think about that inauguration.
I will. Okay. I will. And then I've put, by the way, guys, I've put the link to the actual blog post in the comments, but on the screen, this is Mel's page where all her posts are, although you do have to change your URL, just saying. You don't
hang on a minute, I've only just managed to start learning how to do a live on Instagram. Don't start telling me.
You want to be going melanielewington.academy.co.uk/blog, not post.
I don't know, that's what the computer said.
I'll tell you how. It's fine. So yeah, go on.
What about you? Have you fulfilled any of your half of this bargain yet?
Well, yeah. Well, I tried. Do you know, it's a lot harder to do community service than you'd think. Like, you'd think they'd want me. Why wouldn't they want me? They'd be like, Oh my God, Sam, are you kidding? Come down now, right now. We'll train you right now.
Why aren't you?
I expected to be in my green uniform. I expected to go out and save people's lives. Fuck that. Nobody, no, they didn't even pick up the phone.
Oh, Sam.
Now
Did you want to do them for you?
I know, I do. I have contacts. So John asked a paramedic friend of his to ask somebody else. So I have their number. So I got an email and I then signed up to the NHS website. And so I'll get an alert when they post. But I now have from Kate, who actually recruits, just if for a recap, for those that didn't see last week, I'd like to become a community first responder. So Kate, who trains community first responders up north, gave me a telephone number of somebody down south. So I have to phone them. That's it. That's as far
they got under it down south and nobody's picked up the phone to
I
me.
know, they're just like, fuck, we don't want that. She's just too much of a diva.
That crazy red-haired woman that does that show with that blonde thing. Shit. Stop going.
So I'm sort of on my
You've not done anything since last time, have you?
Well, no, I phoned.
Oh, okay.
I phoned, nobody picked up. I emailed, and I made an account on a website. But I am not a community first responder yet. And when I am, I will sit here in my uniform.
I would love that.
Is this colour?
I would love that. I would love to see that. You in uniform. Hubba hubba.
So I will do it. I desperately want to do it, but I can't see how they're going to train. Like now, how would they train somebody? But this is when you need it the most. Yes. I want to help now.
Well, they don't want you yet.
I know. They're not ready. What they're missing.
They're not ready for you yet, Sam. They will be. They will. There'll be a point where they're like, yes, we need Sam Biddle. Like Superman. And you'll be on.
Pull her up.
Help. So what are we doing today then, Sam? What's
right.
today?
Well, I've got a couple of things sort of to share with you guys, as well as a little result to the competition that we set last week.
Oh,
that was fun.
It was fun. Yeah. I just like looking at pets, in fairness.
And we also have a brand new segment.
Yes.
Cool.
And I would advise anybody. I've seen that Erin Searle has joined me, so it might be quite nice if Erin hangs around a little bit. It's called The Conversation.
Yeah.
What's it about, Sam?
Well, it is about maybe some of the things that you might think but are too afraid to say. And certainly on social media, we all have opinions, and we also have our own opinions, but we're just going to talk about some of the topics that affect us in the industry and affect us as women. And we're going to talk about it, and we're going to be open about it. And it might be a little bit controversial. We will not care what people think.
No, because we all have our views, and we want you to have your views as well. It's important that you join in and have your say. So we're going to talk about some very exciting things later.
We are.
And hopefully not open that worm can.
Yeah, I know. That's the problem. We might not do it again. We're going to...
The last time you see us.
Yeah, that's it. The last time you see this segment. Oh, and I also have a nail art tutorial for you.
You do.
Yeah, well, it was... So you go.
So I had a little issue, ladies and gentlemen, this week. It's only been a small one, and if you read my blog, you'll see. So basically, my academy is floor to ceiling window. One of my entire walls is a window, and it's beautiful in there. The natural light and everything is gorgeous, but not when it's a cascade, a waterfall cascade that literally comes in through the top, cascades down the glass like a pretty little water feature, and floods my academy. And this has happened 4 times this week. And I had to conduct a class the other day, sitting in it.
That's crazy. Well, like, were there students in the class, or was it an online class?
No. It's online.
Oh, that's
obviously
okay.
you can't teach in person. It was online. But I'm sat in my chair with a towel on under my feet and all my electrics up on desks and chairs at the side of me.
Oh my
because
God.
I couldn't stop it. I couldn't stop it coming in. It was just puthering in through this window. And I'm dreading going back in tomorrow. I'm dreading it because I don't know what it's going to be. They're trying to fix it. But obviously with a building of that age, it's one of the very first department stores that there was in our area. It was an old cooperative building. So it's all glass fronted 1970s style building. And the windows, they are old and they are in need of repair, but I can understand the landlord not wanting to spend that amount of money. So he's trying to fix that. But it's like Erin, yes, it was interesting. I got to try and fix that bit by bit. So they try one thing and then it leaks, and then so anyway, yeah, my floor's wet, and oh God, I just don't.
You were set last week a challenge.
I was,
and you were going to do a 3D window display of a cake shop.
Yes, which I am still going to do. So,
okay. So, but then you messaged me and said,
"Shit."
So I was like, that's okay, I'll do it, but I was not going to do a 3D one. So what I've done for you in honor of Mel's challenge is this cupcake design. So it's a little cutie that we can do in the salon. I'm going to show you how I'm going to show you how you can do it super quick. Literally done in less than 10 minutes. So we're going to be doing that. I'm going to show you how to do that soon.
Excellent. Thank you.
That's okay. So I think one of the things that I wanted to, I don't know whether to, one of the things I'm going to remind you of now because I will forget, before we go on to the competition winner, I want to just make sure that you guys know I'm looking for the little doodah, whatnot. But we've got 25% discount. I know. Off if you use this code. I can't find it. Oh, here it is. January sale. So just go to the website and use this code, and you will be able to get 25% off any of the courses online. We are going to talk about online education in a little while, and but we might be a little vicious, but we're not. We won't. But I wanted to just tell you about this 25% discount now, because I'm definitely going to forget about that. So January sale, don't forget, beinspired.online, go check that out.
And I can vouch it does work, because I bought a course last night.
Did you?
Yes.
Oh, that's good.
I did. I bought my friend's course last night because I've decided that I'm going to also perfect my Gothic almond.
Oh.
So obviously I've enlisted the help of my bestie.
Yeah.
And I've got it there on my dashboard, and I used the code and it worked beautifully. So get yourself. Online education with water features. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe it shouldn't be a cake shop anymore. It should be a, what is it, waterfall.
I just can't think about it. I just makes me feel sick. Think about what might be happening at the academy right now. Who knows? Who knows?
So last time we set a competition for you all, because it was called the Frustrated Pet Competition, and it literally, we just wanted to laugh at you. Oh gosh.
Because we know how much of a shit pets can be at times, as well as you loving them to pieces.
That's it. I mean, I'm thankful last time when we set the competition, Bertie had been a little shit. And thankfully, the last couple of weeks, he has not done what he had done on that day. But I've also reduced his food. So he is not happy about that, because he's now the weight he should be. In other words, I can't see his ribs anymore. So I'm reducing his lunch, and he's like,
what is this?
Yeah. He's
You
like,
see, now it just keeps going up. She's like a little barrel currently. She, oh my God, she's just, she's just naughty. She's funny, but she's
the
naughty.
problem is you don't want to upset them.
No.
You want to make them happy. So you're just like, yes, have some more food.
Have chicken. What, do you want this ham that's in the fridge? Okay.
Bit of cheese with that.
You want Mummy to, because Mummy squirts ketchup on Nala's cheese. Oh my God.
What?
She likes a noggin. She likes a noggin with a little squidge of ketchup on. Oh, she does. It's one of her favourites.
I know. I thought I sport my dogs, but that is whoa. That is okay. So you're obviously not spoiled. In fact, you're is abused. This dog is abused because the only thing that he gets, his own dog food.
Oh, okay. I thought you'd gone off then.
He's asleep. But he only gets his own dog food. He thinks it's a treat, but it's not.
Oh, bless him. Oh, you are clever. Alison Overton said she wishes someone would reduce her food.
Oh, I know, right? I know. But unfortunately, we've got thumbs, which means that we can open the fridge.
Oh,
anyway, back to our competition.
Competition
so
tag.
We asked you to post a frustrated photo of your gorgeous pets. And the most votes was going to win £150 worth of online education from us.
Yep.
That included a £55, are they 55? One of your courses and £100 worth of £100 worth of Be Inspired courses. Whatever you want, we will get you to message us, tell us what you want, and we'll just add that to your account. So really easy. So tell us.
Winner.
Well, tell me why first.
Okay. So why is this one won?
Yeah.
Well, firstly, it got the most votes, and secondly, he's very, very naughty.
But cute.
And the caption to this was, "Want me?"
Really? Was that it? Right, hold on. I'm gonna put it online. This is the winner.
So Alyssa Keddy.
Look how cute that dog is. Seriously, I wish I could zoom in. I mean, seriously, I want to take that dog and go, it's okay, baby. You could do that anytime you like.
You enjoy that? Yummy.
I mean, seriously, that is cute. So yeah, congratulations, Alyssa. Alyssa said that's clever.
And thank you everybody else as well that entered. There were so many. There was lots and lots of votes. There were some really cute ones. There was one of a great big fat ginger cat, like sat with its tumpy hanging out. It was so cute. And there was one with a bow tie on. Oh my God! And there was just loads of really cute ones. And I spent hours today looking at them and wanting them all.
I know. I think. Well, did you? I want to know if you really enjoyed that competition, because if you did, we're happy to do something like that again, especially when it comes with animals. For some reason, people couldn't post on the album. It might just be that we explain how to do that a little bit more clearly, or we check the settings. I mean, I don't know, but it doesn't matter. We found you all, and you guys, like, we had a lot of entries, really, didn't we?
We did. We had loads. Yeah. And I will publicly apologise. She gave me one job. That was to do an album. And I was like a dog with two tails. I thought I'd done this my bloody self, Samantha Biddle. And I still managed to mess it up. So,
So it's okay. But Alyssa, all we need you to do is message me. And Ethan will chat with you and figure out what it is you want. Just have a little perusal or a browse, whatever you fancy, on beinspired.online, and just make a list, whatever you want. £100 worth of Be Inspired courses and one of Mel's edgy mat courses that
So
includes an edgy
anyone
mat.
you want at all,
Yeah.
any edgy mat you want, one stroke fine lines, acrylic skills, or the mixed media suitcase. You let me know. Well, let Sam know, and I'll get that posted out to you.
We'll get that sorted. So yeah, it's brilliant. It's fantastic. Yeah, we will do another competition because I love that, and we'll well. Talking of docs, we're keeping with the theme.
Yes.
So we've got we have done another collaboration with Poppy from Crystal Parade, and she has sent us, I like to call her a little bitch, because she sent us fuck off, like this massive crystal.
It's like a big red hemorrhoid.
What am I doing with that? Although I did figure something out. So yeah.
And I kind of have.
Yes.
And it's not a hemorrhoid.
And it's beautiful. And I was thinking, I don't want to put that on a nail, but yeah, we're going to show you the results of this challenge. And I'm doing a tutorial. I've done a tutorial. Are you doing a tutorial?
I'm going to, yes.
Yeah. So you have 2 tutorials next week.
Yes.
We're going to, mine is actually in 3 parts. So we are going to run it over nail art at night, then the Mel and Sam show, and then nail art at night again. So woohoo to you. So it's going to be 3 weeks of wonderful love fest.
Oh, I love that. Mine will be one on the Mel and Sam show, and the rest will be going onto my YouTube channel.
Excellent.
So
the competition is not competition at all. You can actually get hold of the kit that we used. We will give you more information about that nearer the time, and that there's going to be some money from that purchase that goes to a charity. And because my design is called Puppy Love, the charity is going to be I haven't told them yet, but the charity is going to be the charity that helped bring Bertie into the country. And they need £250 for every dog that they rescue. So the idea is that we can give them money for another dog that they can then bring into the country, which would be lovely.
Just would be wonderful. Do you know what? I'd sell my soul and sit here in my pants if it meant another doggy
could come in.
Get rescued.
I was looking on their group. Oh my God, I'm not going to do that again, because I was looking at, there was one dog very similar to Bertie. I thought it was Bertie. It was a little girl. Now, Bertie was the thinnest dog the skinniest dog that they've ever rescued. And this one was almost amazing. They didn't know whether they could bring her into the country. They need certain tests, but almost emaciated. This dog was just awful. And it looked just like Bertie. But if you look on my Instagram story, you will see the Bertie before. I don't know if you've seen it. The Bertie before and the Bertie. Yeah, let me see if I'll quickly bring that up.
Pennington's put, can we see Bertie?
Oh, yes. Hold on. I'll give you, this is Bertie now. This is Bertie this morning. And then let me get you a Bertie before. He's fast asleep, so I will show you. I'm just trying to find his before. Oh, where was it?
I just miss those little side bits of his head. You know, those little soft bits, the little velvety bits.
He's very soft. He's very soft and velvety. Oh, no, where is this before picture that I had? Oh, where is it? Or maybe, it's because it's not in my imports, you silly. Oh, here we go. This is him before. So this was him just as he arrived.
Bertie.
Can you see? And he's like, look at him now. That's why he has to go on a diet.
So well, he looks so gorgeous.
He does, doesn't he? I mean, this was another one, a before picture of him.
Oh,
and then this was him. Look at his confidence now.
I know.
Look at the difference.
How gorgeous he is.
Isn't that great? It is literally a month today since we had him. So yeah, we're super. And
I'm a little bit mosh. I've got a few little ticks. Honestly, he's so just look at that big guy. What's it? Oh, he's dreaming. Look, he's dreaming. His paws. Jason Roll. Oh, Bertie.
I know. So we're going to, hopefully we can we can, because it'll be a couple of pounds per kit that will go to the charity. So we need 200 sales.
We can do it, Sam. We can do it.
We could do it. So yeah, and we've got, so one of the designs called Puppy Love, and we will also be talking about how to market your nail art. So we've come up with a cunning plan, and we're going to talk about how on the next show to market your nail art the right way.
Yes,
So
because it's important.
It's going to be very important. So yeah, your lighting is phenomenal. Thanks, Elisa. Well, I've got a brand new, I got it for Christmas, and it's actually called a daylight. You know, when you have SADs, it's one of those. So it literally is one of those lights. Like,
oh, that'd be no, I'd melt.
No, it's not hot. This is on a low setting.
Light.
But it's on a low setting. Yeah, so, and then I've got a ring light as well. So yeah, my light's good. But your light's great as well.
My light's getting better.
Yeah.
I mean, I can kind of move this one about at the side of me now, and you know, I've even put some of that stuff that makes you popping. I'm popping. I've nicked it off out.
Right. So obviously I'll be buying that. As I don't have enough. Yes, Linda, you definitely don't need to buy this, but do.
No, but Linda, you do need to buy this, Linda.
Yeah, you definitely do. Right, okay, so yeah, what?
Sorry, Olivia's just telling me what I couldn't say the word highlighter.
Highlighter.
She's obviously young and knows her makeup. Mine's still rouge.
When I was editing the cupcake thing tonight, this morning, and I was laughing at myself because I didn't realize I couldn't remember the word for sprinkles. So I'm like, I want to put these little things that you put on top of the cake that I can't remember the name of. I said, Mel would know because she's the baker. And I'm like, and you just want to put this little sprinkle. I went, it's sprinkle.
Oh my God.
I think I should show you this lesson.
Yes, let's do a cupcake, but stick around because after the cupcake lesson, we're going to be discussing online education in depth.
Is it a godsend or is it a disaster for the industry?
We'll leave you with that. See you in 10.
See you in 10. So we are going to do a little cake shop design, and we're going to do this little bad boy here. I'm going to show you how to do a cupcake. The first thing we need to do is we need to paint the background. We're going to use some kind of pastel colour for the background. And then what I have done is I've just used a matte top coat over the top of this. However, saying that, you could go straight on. If you were doing this on a client, you could go straight on and do just do it on an inhibition layer. So you don't need to really worry about that top coat. So I'm going to do a little pink background. Now I'm using a combination of Legrand gel and regular gel paint. So we've got, just mainly because I haven't got colours available. So I'm just doing a mixture because we're actually going to do the background matte anyway. And we're just going to add some of the white as well. Now the whole point of this is that you use the brush to create the texture. What we don't want to do is spend a long time doing the artwork. So I'm just going to do the actual cupcake design, or the cupcake, the actual cup, I suppose. Just get that shape in, which is this iconic shape. We're going to use the darker colour first and then go in with the lighter colour. Just going to go a little bit rounder at the bottom and then up. Okay, so not a straight bottom. Now the idea is that we can do this quite quickly and not take a long time, which means that your clients can enjoy this as well. So I'm just going to come in and I'm using my brush to create those cupcake, the little, the ruffles that you have in the in the cake cup. I don't know what they're called because I am not a cake maker. Oh, we're just going to go. Now, the way to get some really cool sort of inspiration, I just put cupcakes into Pinterest and then just look at the drawn designs. Don't look at nail art. Whatever you do, do not put nail art in Pinterest because you're just going to come up with other people's versions of actual cupcakes. But what you want to do is come up with your own version. So we're just going to come in again. Can you see how I'm already creating those little lines? I just want to get some more shadow in here. I'm going straight in from the pot, straight into the thing because I want those grooves, so I don't want it to be smooth. So I'm using my brush to create the grooves. Now I need to create shadow underneath because the chocolate sponge is actually going to create shadow underneath this section here. So I do need to have some shadow underneath the chocolate sponge. So it's important that you think about these little things. Now I'm going to come in with some white, I think. Where is my palette? I'm going to use a palette and a little bit of white. This is the white gel paint, but you could use Legrand. Oh. And we're just going to pull that down. So it's just got a little bit of highlight. Now, if you're doing some kind of reality art and you were doing this for something other than your salon work, then of course you want to do this a little bit differently. But I want to save a time, so I just want to get these lines in without having to really fiddle too much with shadow and shade. And then we're just going to create. Now you're actually just going to have fun with this. Remember that shadow bit there? We want to maintain that. So we're just going to have that cake just flopping over the sides like this. Going on. So let's just add some of this whip. Now this is the fun part. You are going to just use the gel, like really use it, and actually just come backwards and forwards. See how I'm making indentations here because I want that gel to create the shape. So let's come in with some lighter. There we go. And we just sort of whoosh it all together. Now, I want to add a little bit of shadow. So I'm not sure about the dark green yet, but I'm just going to come in with this darker blue. It just adds shadow underneath these lighter parts. Remember, we're coming back in with the white later. You just add a little bit of this dark green. Tiny amount, literally as an additional line of shadow. So not black. So I've not put this under the lamp. I'm actually using the gel to create the shape that I want, the whip, as it were. All right, I'm happy with that. I'm going to pop that straight under the lamp. We need to actually now push everything in the background. So we're going to do that with our mat and go. Let me clear some space so you can see what I'm actually doing. Right, so we're now going to mat and top. So we're now going to do a mat and go top coat. We're just going to add this straight over the top. This will push everything in the background, and then we'll add more frosting onto the cupcake on top. So I'm using Legrand gel. So Legrand gel has that shiny finish to it. It allows me to leave it. I don't need to top coat it afterwards. So I want that matte and top difference in the whole overall design. So we're going to come back in with our white, which is going to be the whip, and then we're going to create a little bit of extra shadow. So we're just going to add the white highlight around the top. So we've already got that beautiful turquoisey colour. We don't want to lose it. So you can see how I'm pressing down my brush into the top. We can add a little bit of the shadow with this blue. You see how I'm blending that in like that. So that nice turquoise colour still shows through. And we've got that matte and glossy finish. We've got the difference between the two. And we're going to actually add a little bit of sparkle on the top of this as like glitter. We're going to do that right at the very end. I'm going to do 2 cherries. Now a cherry is not completely round. A cherry has a little heart shape. We're just going to come around like this, but it's like a rounded heart. There's one. We're going to do another one here. So I'm just going to get my cherry, and then I use my creative eye to get the position right. So we just want to raise this bit up ever so slightly so that the stalk comes out like that. It gives us that nice cherry shape. There we go. Okay, so now we're just going to go back in with the red again. And then we're going to add some highlights. And the reason why I'm layering this is so that when we add the white to it, it sort of bleeds into the red a little bit. My brush is not behaving. There we go. So now I'm just going to use a thinner brush. And this is just going to go in the green to create our stalk. We don't want too thick a stalk. One thing I was going to do was actually add some little beads of, what are they called? Those little things that you add on, like little round sugar balls. I can't remember what they're called. I'm just going to add some tiny little ones on the top here. What are they called, those things? You're shouting at me now, I know you are. So added those, and then the last little bit that we're going to do is we're going to add some glitter. Now there's 2 ways that we can do this. We can do this with a glossy top coat, which has no inhibition layer, or we can use the white. Now the problem with using the white is that we would cover any of the artwork that we do. So I'm going to opt for the glossy top coat. I'm just going to put a little bit onto my palette. I'm just going to place the glitter where I want it to go. I'm just going to do a little bit at the top, just in line. So all of this here has no inhibition layer because we've only used the Legrand. So it's all been cured with no inhibition layer. So we're just going to go all the way underneath like that. I'm just going to actually do this over the top of the pot, but you can do it over the, I'm sure you guys have dishes and things. Once that's drizzled on there, we'll put that straight underneath the lamp again. The reveal with the little glitter and whatever those little foodie things are that you sprinkle. Sprinkles! Sprinkles! There you have your finished cupcake. You can have little strawberries. You can have, we've got a little cheesecakey Victoria sponge going on. And we have some macaroons. Those are super easy to make, especially if you've got the right colorings. So cherries and strawberries are super easy to do, and they're probably the best. But I have done a tiny little wafer in there for Valentine's. So there you have the cake shop. It's not a cake shop, but it's the cakes that are in the cake shop. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. There we go.
Oh, Mom. That was so cute. Well done, you.
I've wanted to do I wanted to do cupcake nails for ages. Like, and then I thought to myself, oh, I'll do the macaroons, but then they didn't I mean, coming back into the next day and seeing them, I'm like, oh, they're not that bad. And then I thought, well, I'll do the cheesecake, but that actually took a lot longer.
And what better time to do cake nails than the 3rd week in January, 4th week in January, where everybody is on a diet.
I hadn't thought about that. And actually, yeah, these were healthy paleo inspired cakes that
Excellent.
Had 0 calories.
Of course, you know, unless there's a little man on top with a sign saying calories, then there's no calories.
No calories. They were very healthy.
They look very beautiful. Well, if it's any consolation, I ate an entire whisper in that break.
I know. We can't speak on this new thing. And normally we can have a chat. No, you can't see me.
I can't see you. I can only see the tutorial. I can't see you.
I could see you.
No.
And you went like this with your whisper. You went.
Oh, no.
And I was laughing at you. I was watching you eat your whisper.
I love a whisper, especially when they've been in the freezer.
I like whispers. I have to have a whisper with a cup of tea or coffee with something warm, and then you put a bite in your mouth, and then you take a drink of coffee, and you.
No, it has to come out of the freezer, and you have to break your teeth on it. Love it.
I've not tried that. Now, listen, we've had some really good comments. Excellent. In the chat. Like, seriously, we don't even need to talk about this because they're already talking about all the things that we wanted to mention. It's great.
So, shall we do this?
Yeah, hold on. Before we do it, I've got a new intro.
I like this. The fact I've got a beige tube skirt on now, I'm a little disturbed. I didn't notice that.
Did you not? I was like, I've done another intro which was a little bit more professional, but you chose the fun one.
Yeah.
Shall I show you the other one? I'll show you the other one. Hold on a sec. You guys choose intro 1 or intro 2, okay?
No tubes.
So I like
the A-team.
Yeah, I like 2, but you like 1.
I did because I was skinny.
And well, I mean, 1 is fun. 1 is fun, but yeah. Well, we'll see.
Well, let's kick off this career-shattering conversation then, shall we, Sam? Here we go.
Oh my God! Right, so we are going to talk about online education. And I've actually, funnily enough, written a blog post about this. It wasn't intentional. We're just talking about it. And we're like, we need to talk about this. But I wrote a blog post because I've been doing online education, producing courses for years, like years. And I was heavily criticized when I started. I had one of my nail friends, not in this country, say, it will ruin your career and it will damage the industry, Sam. Like, just as a friend, I'm like, that's no friend. Why are you doing this? You will not get people go on your face-to-face classes. And I'm like, well, hold on a sec. It's not for the people that are coming to the face-to-face classes. It's for the people that can't come to my face-to-face classes, that are on the other side of the world, or that don't want to attend. I work better on my own. I don't work very well in a class because I'm a terrible student. So, and then I had somebody else tell me they don't agree with online education. But what are they doing now?
It's not online education, is it, Sam? Might be.
I get it. The world has changed, and the industry right now needs something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Voila! Online education. I've never been busier because it but there's a problem. There is a real.
Is it leaving it open to a barrage of non-education? This is kind of what we've been discussing.
I think, and there is this. There is a mixture in people's minds about what education is and what a tutorial online is. Like, I'm going to ask you this question. What's the difference between what's the difference between a little $9.99 or a free class on Facebook as opposed to, say, one of our £55 courses on Be Inspired Online? What is the difference between that?
Okay, so don't shoot me for this. This is my personal opinion. Okay, been in the industry quite a few years, and this is my personal opinion. So the difference between a tutorial for me and online education is, this is the only analogy I can think to explain it. I could tell you to draw a line on a piece of paper. That would be the online tutorial. But to tell you how to draw that line properly and every process you go through to draw that line, and the steps you have to take and the measures you have to take to look after you and your wrists and your brushes and what your paint does, and is it harmful, and how does your paint behave, and what are you looking for, and that is the difference between a free course. This is for me, between a free course and a tutorial and education. We're going from drawing a line to knowing that line intimately. Yeah. And being able to replicate that line 1,000,000 times over with the education. Learning to draw a design once with a line, fine. But are you going to understand that line enough to be able to replicate it properly?
And we're not talking about lines. We're talking about application of nails. We're talking about gel polish. We're talking about one stroke. We're talking about 3D design. We're not talking about the line. The line is an example. But also, if you go to school to learn. You are in a frame mindset. You're in a mindset to learn. You turn up to school. But if you are cruising Facebook like you might be tonight, and you saw this little cupcake design, and you're like, oh, Sam taught me a cupcake. I didn't teach you a cupcake. I showed you a design. But you don't know why I got that texture on that little cup. That you saw me do it, but you are watching the Bay or something else on the TV, and you're not actually listening to what I'm saying. And I'm not really telling you anything because it's a free 10-minute tutorial. Whereas if you were to spend 3 days online, whatever 3 days you want, with somebody like Mel, who specifically hones in on one specific area, you could do that. Well, who was it that actually did one of your, Anne-Marie, wasn't it?
So there's a few of my students on, actually. So Anne-Marie Meads is on. She's doing a couple of my EduMats at the moment. What I pride myself on, and again, as an educator in online education, I think this needs to be, again, you've got to have the difference between for a free workshop, because if it was a free workshop, I would not be giving feedback. No. That wouldn't be happening. So how do you know if you've got any questions about anything? You never know. That's why you need to have a proper to be educated properly on that specific subject.
Before you go to your next point, if you're paying for a course that's £50 and you get 10 hours worth of education in that £50, that's all you get. If you pay for a course for £100 or £200, hell, then you get your feedback. You've got to also consider the person that's teaching you and their skill set. They're passing on their genius to you. So
I'm very much, I think as well, we sometimes, and I'm guilty of this, I let myself, but I can't help it. I will answer questions and I will give away far too much sometimes, but it's only because I want them to be educated. And I'd rather, if I've shown them something, I'd rather they be educated about that. And I say Anne-Marie Meads, she knows that I will give her feedback. She's messaged me loads. There's Carla Bagshaw, she's on here. She messages me. They message me about all sorts, and it's not just, I know it sounds silly, but it's not, especially with new technicians that come into the industry. I know we're going to cover this on a different show about etiquette and things like that. And I think, you know, you've got to be there and you've got to be ready and know about these questions. And I think what we discussed earlier was what makes an educator. That was kind of.
Yeah. All right. So, okay. So I'm going to ask you this question.
God.
Because this is not rehearsed at all. I'm going to ask you this question.
Okay.
You've got online education. We've established it's a good thing in some areas. You know, this is a broad subject that we're trying to squeeze into a small segment, but you've got nail technicians offering lives online, and maybe they open a group and you give them, I don't know, £2, £5, £20 to go on a course. And then you've got people that provide a proper, substantial production, a course that is, I don't know, £60, £70, and it's in its own little classroom. What makes an educator and what makes a nail technician that's offering tutorials? What makes the difference between that?
So for me, an educator is somebody, because obviously an educator, as an educator, I love being educated. Yes. I've just said I bought Katie's course yesterday. I can already do shapes, but I want to learn more. I need to learn more. So I think an educator is somebody that has the experience and the knowledge and the contacts and the ability to answer whatever question that student throws at you about everything that you are teaching them.
Yes.
That's what I think. And I think if you are not confident in teaching what you are teaching, if you can't answer your students' questions, then should you really be teaching that subject? That's my personal. But yes, we can learn.
I think
we can learn, but
I think it's also, you know, how you interact with the person. I mean, you know, obviously, aside from getting a qualification in some form of education, which I think is vital, just being able to plan a lesson, I think is very important. But aside from all that, and aside from the experience, understanding the student in front of you and their needs.
So absolutely. And there's so many different needs.
Yeah.
I'll just use a quick example. Yesterday, Erin, she's still on, thankfully. So yesterday I taught a class online. I do a little bit of teaching for Katie Barnes now, and I taught acrygel conversion online yesterday for her. And I had 3 students on it. And let me tell you, when I say the 3 girls were all at very, very different levels.
Right.
Okay. I'd got Erin, so hi Erin, and I was so nervous when Katie told me that Erin was on my class, because Erin has been an educator for years, okay? But then the truth is, an educator can never not be educated. An educator that's wanting to be educated by another educator is phenomenal. But then on the other hand, I had a young girl at the other end of the class that literally has only been qualified for a couple of months and is learning, making her way through the ranks.
Right.
And I'd got this huge cavernous, but I knew exactly how to look after both of them. And Erin, in the end, became such a wonderful help to me and the student and the girl. And I was able to make sure that all 3 of them got something out. Yeah, Erin is an amazing educator in her own right. She's awesome. So, you know, I was able to incorporate, I could see the difference in how they were learning, and I involved all of them in the class. So not one of them got left out, and they all got something from the class. And I think it's important to be able to do that as an educator.
Yes. And I don't think necessarily, I mean, there's, so and we're going back to the cupcake, which is why we chose to show you first. That cupcake tutorial was not education. That was not education. That was a way to keep you engaged. That was a way for you to go, oh my God, the Mel Sam Show is brilliant. That was also to show you that we know what we're talking about, and, you know, just to have you, what's the word? I can't think the word, is when you, it's basically reinforcing your authority in what you do. That's marketing speak. But that was an education. And you must please, when you're choosing online education, understand that a course itself is a process from A to B. So you start off with something that doesn't matter about the design. You start off with the application technique, and you go through each lesson, the same as if you turned up into a class with your kit. You set up your desk and you sat there and you learned the basics. I'm going to learn how to prep a nail. Then I'm going to learn how to do a base coat, and then a gel polish, and then a French, and then an ombre. It's the steps that you go through. And just please don't get suckered into, don't go cheap. If you go to the pound shop, or you go to Marks and Spencer's, or somebody mentioned Marks and Spencer's and Aldi, or you go to I don't know, the thrift shop to get, what is it? What did I say earlier on? Go to the thrift shop to get a coat, or to buy a coat that fits you.
Yes, that fits you.
Coat, yeah.
And the thrift shop will never fit you properly. It will never be yours. And I think if you walk away from education, or anything that you feel is education, and you walk away feeling, I'm not quite sure what I'm doing, and there's nobody there at the other end to know that, or to push you forward, or to help you, then that isn't education. I feel the educator should be able to guide any student,
yes,
to their level.
So I mean, from a practical point of view, so I really turned from being an educator to providing courses. I'm a course provider now. I mean, my role really has changed over the last 3 or 4 years, and I produce and provide a place for courses. And I am coming from a practical point of view now, where as a student, I want them to turn up to the classroom with the right mindset. I'm going to do my lessons tonight, or today, or this morning, because we're in lockdown. And so practically, to provide a home for these people on a website, obviously, because it's lockdown, I think is also really important. When we turn up to social media, we are not in the right frame of mind. We are wanting to be entertained. We aren't wanting to learn. And, you know, we have a dashboard on our website, and now I've opened up the Inspired Space, because definitely through lockdown, we've had people like yourself. It was you and Paula that said, I don't have anywhere, my course, I've got all of these courses, but I just can't get them online, or I've got to build a website. Sam, tell me how to build a website. It's like, have you got a year? So yeah. And now you use my website to launch your classes, to house your classes.
I do, and the response has been phenomenal. I couldn't, I mean, obviously, you know, the Matt's and my courses on there are complete, they are education.
Yes.
Okay, I class it as education. It isn't a workshop. I will be educating you on that particular thing. So much so, Sam, that I'm going to say it. I'm going to put my big girl pants on, and I'm going to say it. I've been frightened to say this, and I'm going to say it. I'm going to say
it.
Here we go. Okay. All my beginners courses and my beauty courses will be housed on Be Inspired online. They will be a mixture of theory and practical. There will be some completely online, but they will still be education. And I've said it out loud because I have been so scared to advertise that I do online education.
I don't understand why.
But my online education, I have complete faith that I am doing it right, and that I'm there for my students. And I think this is the difference. Due diligence on the student part to make sure that they get the right educator.
Well, go on.
Sorry, there's been a few questions asked just about what do we think about one-day courses that say that you're going to qualify in a day. Don't do it, because you can't qualify in a day. Sorry.
Like, it's not even just that. I have gone to so many one-to-ones to help people over their confidence, because they have not had that time to understand what they're doing. So there is zero confidence. You cannot learn in a day. But going back to your course, I mean, your question about you not doing your marketing because you're getting the backlash because your beginners courses might, I don't know, cause controversy.
Because so many people are online, like you said earlier, saying online courses are bad. They are so bad, and the accredited courses are so bad.
But now
they're
everybody's
all
changing that. Yeah, now everyone's changing their tune. But I want to just say there's a difference between your beginners courses, and I know this because we're building this for you. And your beginners courses, your concept is that you can have somebody turn up to your class and they can spend 3 days doing theory, which is mind numbing, and then they get 2 days doing practical. Woohoo! So now you can have somebody do all of their theory online. You can do their Zoom. You can do their assessments. You can do everything they need to do. And then they turn up to class prepared. They're ready.
But they won't be able to turn up to my class
if they don't do it.
They haven't prepared with the theory. So
well, we've got
due diligence.
We've got such we've got a huge platform on Be Inspired Online, and that was one of the things I invested in during lockdown. So I got my bounce back loan, and I spent a lot of money on my website investing in, I know, but just so that you can do your assessments, and there's groups, there's lots and lots of things that you can do. And the due diligence, I'm sort of...
Good education.
Pardon?
The platform is made for proper education. Yeah. That's the whole thing.
And but I'm also able to go, this is a good educator. I've done this a lot in order for me to, I look at everybody's courses, and I'm looking at your course and I'm going, okay, well, I've said it to you. Do you need to film that again? Because I want the right thing for the student. My primary goal is the student. I'm a directory for educators, and I want students to be able to come in, turn up to their classroom and go, right, I'm going to do a bit of Mel's class today, and then I'm going to do some of Rebecca's, and then I'm going to do some of Katie's, and, you know, it all blends in together. That's the idea.
It's phenomenal. And it's all in one place. And it is, you know, we can trust you, Sam. I think that's the big thing.
One thing,
anything happen on there. It's not going to be a free-for-all, I think, which is important. You know, you are going to have qualified educators, and that's what you've said, which is really good.
Definitely. I mean, I've got, if you are interested, there is a application process. Do have a look at the website. I put that in the chat now. Sorry, I put that in the comments, the website. Go look at the link. Go send us an email of all the things that you want to do, and we'll help you. And there is an element of mentoring, marketing mentoring that we give you, because if you're successful, and Mel is successful,
I am now. I have to do the computer stuff. Oh my God.
That's the thing. You can do what you need to do and I'll do the rest.
So today, and I just want to thank everybody for buying the edgy mats as well, because it's I've got my own little factory cracking off here. So I get my orders through, I come in here, I grab what I need, put my little chocolates in the bag, put my little bracelet in the bag and pop it in the post. It's like the easiest thing I've ever had to do. If there's any educators out there that want to get into educating, that are serious about educating, contact Sam. It was the best, honestly, the best decision I've ever made. And I'm not just saying that because you're my friend and I host a show with you. And if I don't say that, you'll kick me off because you've got the controls. I'm not just saying that. I'm saying it, and I'm an honest woman. Do it. Do it now. Mm-hmm. Don't procrastinate. Get it done.
Especially now. I mean, this is the one thing that lockdown has shown all of us, is that we are changing. The industry's changing. I mean, in a way, I'm a bit smug. And please go read my blog post. I mean, literally go visit Be Inspired online, beinspired.online. Check out Sam's blog, because read my blog post about it today. I am a little smug because I've been doing this for over 7 years. Online education, before anyone else was. And I was chit-chatted about behind my back. I know. Yeah. And now look. Now look.
So from an educational point of view, what our views on this is there is a difference between a workshop and an education. That there are difference in tutorial and an educator. And it is also up to you to make sure that you choose the right educator for you. Somebody that you gel with, somebody that you can learn from.
Yeah.
That's important.
And online education is not a replacement for face-to-face.
No, absolutely not.
I mean, it really works well together, because online education allows you to dip into into a technique that you want to learn, or, you know, maybe you have mastered acrylic, but you want to do gel, or you want to learn one stroke, but you can't go. Somebody said that it was a $250 class on ombre, gel ombre. I mean, that's like, wow.
Yeah, sure. I've just read.
So, you know, maybe you want to go do these things, but you can't afford to, or it is in Australia and you are in England, but you can do all of that online, and then you can go, hell, this woman, I need to go invest more in this lady and do a face-to-face education. And the 30 Nails in 30 Days is a prime example. We've got so many people that have done a course, done the 30 Nails in 30 Days, and then have gone, oh my God, I didn't know about Gwen, and I want to do a class with Gwen. Or, oh wow, this is amazing, I want to learn more about one stroke. And then they go look at one stroke courses, for example.
Mel's a nutcase.
Huh?
As a Mel's a nutcase, I'd like to spend another hour with Mel.
Actually, saying that, all the 3D stuff that you did, in fact, I know that we did a few. It was myself, Lauren, and you. We all did fantasy-ish. Did Gwen do any? And 3D stuff. I have a lot of my students that are now, oh my God, I didn't know how fun this could be.
I know.
Isn't that great?
I know. And look at the edgy mats. Look at the magical suitcase.
I know.
Oh my God. There are students that have never done an ounce of media that are producing these suitcases, and it's phenomenal. I love education. I love it. Love it. And everybody's pointing. Gwyn's wine glasses. You forgot Gwyn's wine glasses.
Yes. Yeah,
God. So Dawn Shepherd said, we just need to change the industry, as unfortunately places like Wowcher allows beauty courses online such as microblading for $9.99. Now, let me just tell you, I am a microblader. I haven't told Sam this, but I have written a course, started to, and it will be available. So mine will not be $9.99. I know what
$999.
Yeah. The scary thing is that people don't understand skin and the healing. Mm-hmm. And it could go terribly wrong, and that is it. That's where it's more of a workshop than an education.
Okay.
Because it's then what can go wrong.
But you brought this up earlier on. So now the due diligence is down to the student.
Yes.
Not the educator. So we've just mentioned certain people that maybe provide education and undercut themselves. They are undervaluing their genius. But what
And we've
about the
seen this
students?
recently. We've seen this recently. Nail techs, some absolutely phenomenal techs, giving away education for nothing.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually, and she's written a course, and I've invited her onto the Inspired Space, and she might be a 30 days educator, maybe in the future. But anyway, that was just like total, shouldn't have told you that. But I wrote to her because I saw a comment that they wanted what she done, do a tutorial, and I wrote to her there and then and said, don't you fucking dare. What the hell? Do not give away your genius.
No. And this is what we're up against with social media now. It's being given away.
Too much.
But
it's down to the student as well. Yeah. I am prepared to pay. Now, I'm prepared to pay because I want you to be successful so you can teach me more. Yeah. So there is this, I'm prepared to invest in you as an educator. I want to buy one of your courses because I value you as a student. So, but there are too many people out there that don't value the educator, and that's the problem we have.
It is.
And that's sad.
I mean, I know Katie's my friend. However, I have never ever not paid for education with her. When I have a one-to-one with Katie, I pay the full price of her one-to-one.
Do you?
Yeah, I would never not.
Actually, to be fair, she's always paid me.
She is an educator. She is somebody in her own right that has learned these things, and she's paid to learn these things. So why should I not pay her?
Okay, so I use this as an example. If I had a client come in and I said, I'll do your nails for free, as opposed to a client that comes in and says, I want you to do my nails for £75. Now, how much time and effort would I do on the free set as opposed to the £75 set? Now, I, as an educator, am going to give more for somebody that values me, as opposed to somebody that's come in and said, give it to me for free. And I'm like, well, okay. And then I resent that.
You do a Mickey Mouse with 4 eyes.
I do pop-it ones.
Mickey Mouse with 4 eyes, 6 noses, and in like stickman form.
And you put the finger up.
Hey, you want it for free, do you?
But that's more for me for saying yes. Yeah, and I'm not saying this is not about the money. This is about self-worth. And do you not feel more confident when you have been valued? I feel more confident.
Oh, totally. But I'm eternally grateful to my students for them trusting me, and I think that's important as an educator. My students trust me. I think if my students didn't trust me, I wouldn't be doing my job properly. And they put their faith in me. And that's quite a big thing to carry on your shoulders. To have somebody's education in your hands is a big thing to have to bear and shoulder. And, you know, they're trusting you. They're looking to you to guide them in the best way you possibly can and support them through what might be a tricky time because they may not have, you know, it may take them a bit longer, or they may be having problems at home, and, you know, you've got to be ready for whatever it throws at you. But it doesn't matter what happens because you've still got to support them. That's what an educator is.
Well, and you're right. And it's about not having an ego. You know, it's about you know, we all have our egos, and our egos are there. My light's just gone off. That means it's time to go to bed. We all have our egos. We all have our egos because we, you know, that we do. You know, that's part of why we're creative, because we sort of want to share that love, but it is a false sense of confidence, because what we do is we go, look at my cupcake nail, isn't it nice? And when everyone goes, oh my God, it's so amazing, I feel great. And then I'm like, oh, you want me to do that for free? I can do that for you for free because I want more of that wonderfulness. But then when somebody goes, no, that's shit. Like what the fuck?
What? You're calling my nail shit?
Yeah, I did this for free. So there is this warped sense of entitlement when you give something away for free. But when somebody pays, you are a better educator for that. And yes. I don't know. I'm
makes you accountable.
Yes.
As an educator, when somebody is paying you good money,
yes,
that makes you accountable for their education. Yes, they have got responsibility because they're grown-ups, they're adult learners, and they should be doing their own education. But somebody paying me, it's like me buying a coat and it falling to pieces the day after. I'd rather spend £150 on a coat that didn't fall to pieces the day after.
Yes.
Because that coat owes me.
I invested a lot of money in that coat.
And that's it. You know, you buy good things for good reason.
Yeah, that's it. I don't know. I mean, my online education has changed, and I love my new role because I get to see this education, like your plans for the industry. I get to see that. I get to build that for you, and I love that. And I am so excited. I just wish you'd hurry up because there's.
I know. So I'm writing these A&P modules and this health and safety module, and not only am I writing these modules, but they're all narrated. So all of my modules are narrated in the style that I teach in. So you can imagine my module. But it takes time, and this is another thing, Sam.
Yeah.
It takes time. You know, this 6 months and I'm still not even near the end of my health and safety module, and my arms are down here and I'm thinking, oh, for God's sake. But I'm doing it because I want to give value to what I'm putting out. And, you know, just students, you know, look at who's educating you. Look at what you're getting in that education. If you're walking away and you still aren't sure, then there's a problem.
And not confident as well, you know.
Yeah, not confident.
And also, you know, don't think that online education, don't tar all online education with the same brush.
No.
You know, our opinion is our opinion. And what I believe, there are good courses that are housed in, you know, private groups or put on a, you know, YouTube channel or whatever. There are courses that are like that, but think about, how can I say this? I want you to arrive to your education in a professional way, because you will get so much more from it. But if your education isn't professional, how can you arrive? It's like this. And so I just want you to make sure that when you choose education, it isn't so that you get a bunch of ideas.
No.
It's about who's going to teach you the way you can learn, and what are you going to walk away with. You could learn that cupcake design. You could watch that 10 times over and maybe do it, but there is a reason why you can't. In a course, I can tell you that reason.
Exactly, down to the T.
And that's it.
And I think we've been very open.
Don't hate us. They're like, go away and talk about us now.
But we are going to, one of the things that we are going to talk about during this segment on future shows, one of the things that we've flagged, and I think we might do it next time or the time after, we're actually going to talk about professional etiquette.
Yeah.
That should be a very good conversation. We're going to talk about professional etiquette and how we should behave as professionals and nail techs, and
because I think that's also very important. And I think it's a question you guys have. What do I do? I see this. I spoke about this in the cup, and we're not going to talk about it now, but I spoke about this in the cupcake lesson about choosing the right inspiration. That's really important. And that's, I'm just going to leave it there. We'll talk about that next week.
Yeah, we'll talk about that next time. So, but if there's anything you'd like us to talk about, that you daren't talk about, but we dare, because we don't care.
We don't care. We don't care.
We don't care.
We might care when there's only
and I couldn't give a shit. That's where I'm at right now.
I think the reason why I find this a hot topic for me. One, it is my business, disclaimer there. This is my livelihood. I know a lot about producing online courses, and freaking hell, it's a lot involved. But I love it. I absolutely live and breathe this every day. And I have got an amazing team that works with me to do this. I cannot do this on my own. So if I can't do this on my own, and bearing in mind I've had 10 years on you guys, you are not doing this after 6 months of online education. You're not. Now, I want to help you do this so that you can concentrate on online education. And in 2 weeks, you have earned more online than you would have in those 2 weeks at the beginning of the year, face to face.
I can't do what you do. That I can arse about, I can write funny anecdotes, I can put funny pictures on, and I can sell my courses that way. That I can. But when it comes to actual social media and pressing the right buttons, as well as I know, I can't press the right buttons.
No. Okay, so don't do that. But I can't do what you do. And that's the joy. I don't want to do what you do. I can't do what you do. You've come up with a genius idea with the EduMats. And it's not that you've just produced a little mat and photocopied it. This is the suitcase one, and I cannot wait for the next one. The suitcase one.
Oh, it's so exciting.
The suitcase one is brilliant. It's ingenious, and it just provides so much education, not just a little box, much. So and that's the nice thing, is that you're doing something that I can't do, and I'm doing something that you can't do. So yeah, it's perfect.
I'm just looking at some questions, Sam. Thank you, Erin. Erin's shooting. Thank you, darling. Good night. Well, Sam, you need to do a course on where to start to make your own courses. Blimey, Ralphie, that's the course to make your own courses. Gosh.
Well, being part of the Inspired Space, you get that. That's what you get, because you get that element of mentoring. So.
And Ralphie, let me tell you, look into my eyes, when you are ready to write your own courses, you will know.
Yeah.
And that is, in a nutshell, if you can't sit, when you're ready, you'll know. You'll know when you're there, and you're on and you're ready. Try not to walk before you can run.
Yeah.
Get and have a look at education and look into it, and look at the National Occupational Standards, guys, for nails and beauty. Do you not look at the National Occupational Standards, Sam?
Yes.
Every day. She reads them in bed. So if anybody is wondering what the National Occupational Standards are, type it into Google and have a look. Any course that is worth its salt, a beginner's course, will include everything in these National Occupational Standards, which are currently being revised. So, yeah, I've learned things. I told you earlier, I've learned, shocked me this week.
Tell them about this. So
I won't tell you. I have been, and you can please tell me if I've read the wrong info, but I've gone on so many different sites, and it's coming up with the same thing. So when I was at college, I was taught that anybody the age of 16 or under is classed as a minor. and that it is against the law. It is against the law to treat a minor without the parent or guardian signing to say that they can have that treatment, and without the parent and guardian being present in that treatment. That is, we got that ingrained in us in college. Well, apparently, okay, we still class under 16s as a minor as data protection goes. But according to what I've been reading on 3 or 4 different very good, gov.uk, and what I can make out, that age in the UK at the Data Protection Act that we still run side by side with the GDPR Act, it's 13.
That was the surprise to me.
And I'm like, what? But yes, apparently 13 years old in the UK and up can give their own consent now.
Gosh.
That, I've learned something, because that is not what I was taught, and that is not what is in my textbooks. Honestly.
Elise is saying 13.
Yeah.
She's saying it's 13 as well. No.
It's like, no. Honestly. and as an educator, obviously I'm like ingraining into my students, but I'm not doing anything wrong, because obviously I'd rather play safe than sorry. So, 16 years old, they need to have a guardian or parent with them. You need to make sure that parent is.
Who wants to do a 13-year-old?
Well,
I wouldn't.
No. The only thing I'd do on a 13-year-old, if my insurer would let me, is probably a gel polish or a manicure. I wouldn't be doing anything else. But let me tell you, I know somebody in my area that has been to an award-winning salon. I'm putting it in brackets, okay? Because it's one of those awards that we don't talk about. So it's an award-winning salon that this girl has gone to. She is 16 and she has had lip fillers.
No.
Now, let me tell you, I know of this girl, and she has had lip fillers at this salon in a locality to me, and she is 16 years old, and that salon just went, shh, don't tell anybody. So she went and put it all over Snapchat.
Why would she even want that? Like, where was her mum?
Oh, no, we'll not go there. 16.
Wow.
Lip fillers. So, I think, again, it comes down to as a nail technician, would you do it? Would you do it? And then that's a new conversation.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. Elisa said, yes, it's 13, where parents must be present. Crazy.
Yeah, anybody above 13. But again, that's something that I've learned.
Yeah.
While writing my health and safety module, that is something that has come to me. And it shocked the bloody life out of me. Although I'm still going to go around the thing, if you're under 16, mate.
Yeah, no. And you don't, I wouldn't want to do a 13-year-old. Like, no, thank you. It's just too much. Because they don't sit still. They're bored. Yeah, why would you want that? So.
And they pick their nose at 13. You don't know where their hands have been at 13. Oh.
It's not getting there.
If my 15-year-old's anything to go by, no, thank you.
Oh my gosh. Right. So if you have any more comments about online education, let us know.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
And any questions that you want us to discuss, but please feel free to send them to us in private.
Yeah, definitely. And we want to be able to, this is a funny show, but there are some serious parts to this, and there are bits that really annoy us, like truly annoy us.
That get right under my skin.
And we're going to talk about them. We're going to have the conversation.
Like this morning when we had a 10-minute show meeting. 2 hours later, we were still talking.
I know.
Things get under our skin.
Yeah, we do. We get a bit passionate about it all.
Well, we do.
Right. So I am going to... So confessions. Next time we're live, we are going to have confessions. So send us them. We are also going to both give you a quick tutorial. Mine's Puppy Love.
And mine is called Cupid.
And
Drawback.
you will also check out our page, because we will post on there when it's called the collection from Crystal Parade is called With Love from Mel and Sam.
Can I just want to just stop there a minute, because I've never ever had a product named after me, and I'm just a bit like,
oh, really?
Yeah. Although, can I just tell you, an inspirational quote from me is in the new Emoji planner.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I'm proper
I haven't
famous.
got one. I saw that. I was really tempted to get that.
Let me just tell you, it's not called the Mel and Sam Show for nothing. My name isn't first for no reason.
I was tempted to get that, actually. It looks
so
good.
Cool.
Yeah, it looks really good.
A genius piece of kit.
Genius. I like it. Lockdown has produced some really cool genius stuff.
There is some talented stuff.
Definitely. And it's not necessarily nails.
And I'm still working on my 3D nail printer. I'm still working on it. I swear one day it's going to be there. You put your finger in a slot and it prints your nail on for you. There you go. I'm still working on it. I'm going to contact Bill Gates next week and see if he can spare me.
So if you do want another free tutorial, but it will be a little educational, I will be live next week on Nail Art at Night. These are salon viable designs. After we've bashed them, I'm back. But just to tell you, when you see stuff like this, and I educate about this all the time, so if you've been to any of my classes, you will know that the free stuff is there to promote. It's to sell. That's what it's there for, and to entertain. And it's to provide you with a sense of authority over whoever's teaching you. So you're going to arrive at Nail Art at Night, and of course you're going to get some free tutorial. That's going to be great. But it's also there for me to promote myself, my brand, and anything else I'm doing. So do not be conned is the wrong word, but don't think that it's education. There's a difference.
There is a difference. Yeah. Distinct. And I think we've worked that difference out.
Yeah, definitely. So I will be back next week doing something romantic. And then we will be back.
Thinking of sleeping for the next 2 weeks until the next show. Because I'm not going to sleep. I'm going to stop procrastinating. I'm going to keep writing blogs. I'm going to do the cupcake, the bakery. I'm going to do my mixed media piece for the Mel Sam Show. I've got a list.
You have got a list.
Let's hope the Academy doesn't flood, Sam, because otherwise you'll be dead busy.
So I'm not doing any more. I've done Puppy Love. I have also a list of things to do. But I've got some exciting I've got a new competition coming out. So you need to watch this space, because that's a non-nail related competition.
Yes, we like them.
We do like them. So yeah, we're going to be good.
Looking forward to many more Mel and Sam Show moments. Yeah, there'll be plenty of those.
Oh my God. And we've got another mother and daughter.
Oh, funny. Yeah.
We
can't call it Mr. and Mrs. though, can we?
I was nearly going to call it Mr. and Mrs. It's going to be mother and daughter. And then we might do a mother and son.
I am dreading you having to talk to my daughter.
Yes. Yeah, it's going to be good.
No.
Oh, see, you'll talk to mine, and it will be. She'll just say lovely things about me, because she's just me.
You see, my daughter, she has no filter, so she will drop me directly in the shit.
Oh well, it's I hope she's going to be good. I hope Devon's going to be good.
Devon will be good.
We're gonna do a game show, which is going to be called Mother and Daughter. So watch out for that in the spring.
Yes. Oh my God. And we're just full of brilliant ideas.
Yeah.
So the show's going to go from strength to strength, and
week to week.
Yeah. Week to week.
Week to
fortnight to fortnight. something like that.
All right, I'm going to go. I'm going to have a cup of tea and a penguin now.
Oh, no, I've had my whisper. I can't drink anymore. I can't eat anymore. I'll be tiddling all night and I can't sleep anyway. So that's it.
I'll see you all later, guys. Thanks for watching. And we'll see you next week.
Bye. No, we won't see you next week. We'll see you in a fortnight. Don't listen to her. We'll see you next week.